What's up, gamers? It's your boy Vrilikz, and today we are finishing up the first week of the first season of the Kyronia Pokemon League. Today we have an epic matchup from our first two picks in the draft. Pick number one, Vrilikz and the Gliding Gliscors, and TM. I'm tired of saying TM over and over and over again. I'm shortening that to Tim. So we've got Vrilikz and the Gliding Gliscors versus Tim and the Blitzing Blazikens. Alright, and here we are. We'll watch from Vrilikz's side. Vrilikz bringing Dragapult, Corviknight, Ferrothorn, Heatran, Diancie, and Hydreigon versus Garchomp, Tapu Fini, Greninja, Aegislash, Blaziken, and Landorus T for Tim. Dragapult was the first overall pick in the entire draft. Garchomp was the second, so I'm very curious to see how these dragons match up. We're going to open up with Ferrothorn versus Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is going to trick to put the Choice Scarf on Ferrothorn, who will get the Stealth Rock up, but is now completely useless. Gonna have to switch if you're Ferrothorn. You can't do anything staying in here, so let's see where Vrilikz takes it from here. I don't know what the betting odds are on this game. To my knowledge, both of these players have not been big into the competitive Pokemon scene since about Generation 6. So I'm expecting some rust here. And Tapu Fini is going to defog the Stealth Rock set up by the Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn, who was number 2 on my draft board, has been completely handled right off the rip in this battle. It's got the Choice Scarf on it, so it's not going to be able to do much. And he goes for the Draco Meteor on the Fairy-type Tapu Fini. A blunder from Vrilikz. Ferrothorn comes back out. It is Scarf now, so whatever move. It's got one move, and it's going to have to switch again most likely. Maybe it has a Gyro Ball, but that Scarf is going to mitigate a lot of that damage. But it would probably... well, actually, it'd be neutral. Here comes the Garchomp. He will set the Stealth Rock back up, and Tapu Fini's out. Interesting, he goes for it again. He's going to have to switch. Goes into Corviknight versus the Garchomp. Number 2 overall pick. It's going to be Mega Garchomp with a Flamethrower. Never in a million years was I expecting the Mega Garchomp, let alone with Flamethrower. Mega Garchomp is usually a no-go. If you watch the draft video, I even joked, you could go Mega Garchomp, but you're not going to want to. And Tim said... who cares what Vrilikz thinks? He knows absolutely nothing. Mega Garchomp, Flamethrower on the Corviknight, and now Vrilikz is forced to pivot once again. In comes Heatran, into the Tapu Fini, another switch back to Ferrothorn. We got a switch battle going now. It is already bonkers. I'll tell you, the only rust I've seen so far, I said I was expecting some rust in this battle. The only rust I've seen was the Draco Meteor on Tapu Fini, but maybe he was predicting a switch, and... maybe he was predicting a switch. Maybe it wasn't rust. In comes Landorus, who will intimidate the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is Choice Scarfing those rocks up over and over and over again as Tapu Fini continues to defog them away. I don't know if Vrilikz has an answer for Tapu Fini, because Tapu Fini has been hopping in, doing whatever it wants over and over and over again. And it's got that Rocky Helmet to boot. Back in comes Corviknight on the Landorus T, who will set up its own Stealth Rocks. Rocks on both sides of the field now. It's a face-off. Where's the battle going to go from here? Tim currently only up 1 with that Hydreigon Blunder. I'm assuming Vriliksz's Mega is Diancie. I'm assuming that's a Mega Diancie he's got back there. Very curious to see what he does with that as well. That could come in handy. Gonna need to do something about that. Aegislash, though. Very curious to see where the battle goes from here. Clearly both players thinking, or at least one thinking really hard. Most likely Vrilikz if I had to guess. Because we are in a bit of a face-off right here. Mulling over options. U-turn's going to do absolutely nothing to Corviknight. Landorus is pivoting out of there. Who does he go into? Is he going to go back into the Mega Garchomp or back into Tapu Fini to, well, defog or get rid of both rocks? In comes Aegislash for the body press. Oh my gosh! Tim is actually popping off right now with these moves and these switches. Back out in the Heatran. He'll take some Stealth Rock damage. Here comes the offensive Aegislash. Shadow Ball's not going to do a dang thing to Heatran, though. That special defense ate that up. And he's got a nasty fire move coming. So he'll switch into Tapu Fini. Misty Terrain comes back up. Magma Storm misses! Oh my gosh! Not only is Vrilikz already kind of a step back, he's gonna get the most unlucky 80% accurate miss from that Magma Storm. You absolutely hate to see it. It's unfortunate. Back out comes Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn into the Tapu Fini. I wonder if that's because he's expecting a defog and wants to put the rocks right back up, or if he's actually got something for Tapu Fini this time. Here comes the defog. Both sides of the field lose their rocks. Out comes the Leech Seed. I like the play from Vrilikz. I was assuming Ferrothorn had a Leech Seed and was surprised we hadn't seen it yet, but we got it right there. Battle's very good so far. 15 turns in, 1 down. He predicts the switch! The double Leech Seed is going to get some residual damage and health back on that Mega Garchomp. Great move from Vrilikz there. It's going to take a lot of tiny little scratching and clawing turns like that to win this one. Switches into the Heatran, who's not running Flash Fire. Flame Body Heatran, I am very surprised to see. I'm not sure what the play was. He didn't outspeed either. Out comes Diancie. I'm expecting to see a Mega Evolution here for Vrilikz and the Gliding Gliscors. And Garchomp's probably going to switch out into Aegislash, I would guess. But I don't know for certain. I'm not sure what else would be great of a switch here. Back at the Tapu Fini, okay. Mega Diancie, they're going to go for the Moonblast. They're going to do a strong 45. And as long as the speed EVs are properly set, Diancie will outspeed crit on the Diamond Storm. Not that it mattered. Take down the Tapu Fini that caused a lot of trouble for Vrilikz in the opening of this game. And we are now back to a 4-5 matchup. Garchomp's a little weak. Everything else is healthy as can be for Tim. Out comes the Greninja on the Mega Diancie. Probably a powerful water move coming, I would expect. I doubt you're going to go. So he's going to switch into Ferrothorn. Predicting the Hydro Pump. Perfect. Protean. We're about to find out, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure Protean, the way it works now, is it only works once per switch in. So Greninja is stuck at a water type until it switches out, back in, and uses another move. Ferrothorn's going to eat those Hydro Pumps all day, though, so he is going to switch back into the Mega Garchomp and set up another Leech Seed. Residual damage is poking away at that Mega Garchomp. That Mega Chomp very slowly but surely going down from this Leech Seed damage. Switches out into Diancie to eat up that Flamethrower. More Leech Seed damage coming back, and almost all that Flamethrower damage healed right back up for Diancie. Vrilikz is making some very, very, very wise and smart plays to try to take back control of this game. It was a bad blunder on Hydreigon at the beginning. Tim, I'm going to keep saying Tim. TM, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go back and forth. TM started out really strong. Vrilikz is holding his own as best he can. It's really impressive so far. Aegislash going to heal up with the leftovers after taking not a lot of damage at all from that Moonblast. Only 14%. Heals back up to 92 for a net 8% damage from that Moonblast. Back out the Ferrothorn. Gyro Ball is going to do nothing, especially to a Choice Scarf Ferrothorn. That Choice Scarf helping defensively that time. I'm assuming he's going to go for another Leech Seed here. Nothing wants to switch into a Leech Seed or stay into the Leech Seed right now. Aegislash could have something like a Sacred Sword or a Fighting type move to do some damage to Ferrothorn, but he doesn't want to take that Iron Bar damage. He's going to switch out. The knockoff is not going to do anything notable to the Mega Garchomp, so a great switch, all things considered, for a TM. Unfortunate turn for Vrilikz. You're gonna switch out, and Mega Diancie is gonna eat an Earthquake, and the Mega Dragon takes down the Mega Fairy. Not something you see every day, and Vrilikz is on his back legs again. Out comes Dragapult. We've got the #1 pick in the draft, Dragapult, versus the #2 overall pick in the draft, Garchomp. Facing off, dragon on dragon, super affect each other. Mega Garchomp's gonna go out. I was ready for that 1v. It was a smart play, though. Dragapult was 1000% outspeeding every single time there, and Mega Chomp did not want to take that Draco Meteor. Dragapult, 2 stages lost on its special attack, can't stay in there, switches back out into Ferrothorn. Such an amazing pivot Pokemon. Imagine pairing this Ferrothorn up with the Toxapex. That's a wall. That's a team that's not easily broken. Switching back out into Megagar is going to take more Leech Seed damage, I swear, of the of the 73% taken off this Garchomp. Almost all that is Leech Seed damage, which is amazing. Oh boy. This battle has been electric already. Now, Ferrothorn staring out to the Garchomp again. We've seen a lot of this. Vrilikz is still Scarf, so he can't stay in with Ferrothorn, but he doesn't, nothing wants to be switched into. Corviknight was the only move. You can't switch into Dragapult, but a great prediction from TM there with a Flamethrower to take out the Corviknight. It's not looking good for Vrilikz. You couldn't switch into Dragapult there. Technically, yes, if you were going to predict the prediction, he would have eaten the Flamethrower fine, and Corviknight would still be alive, but you couldn't risk it there. Dragapult, with its speed and its offenses, is your only chance at a comeback sweep, and you just can't risk losing it there. I think that was the correct play for Vrilikz. Didn't work out for Corviknight, and now we're looking at a 5-2 game. We are getting another Dragon on Dragon look, but Mega Garchomp knows it loses that. Vrilikz predicts the switch and Shadow Balls the incoming Aegislash, and it's going to take it out if it stays in. Aegislash could have Shadow Sneak. It doesn't, though, and it goes down. I thought we were going to see a Shadow Sneak and perhaps a dead Dragapult. No, siree. Dragapult's going to take it down. It's 2-4. Vrilikz still has a very long way to go to have a shot at winning this battle, but it's looking all the more promising after that. Dragapult, I'm assuming, is choiced. I don't know for sure, but it seems that way. So, Greninja will eat the Shadow Ball up fine, but Greninja also, from what we've seen, doesn't want to do much to Ferrothorn. It's going to Ice Beam, so it will become Ice-type. If Ferrothorn has, like, a Gyro Ball here, just any Steel-type move, this could be insane. It might be smarter to set up a... It's going to switch in Landorus Therian for the Intimidate. Sets up the Stealth Rock, probably smart. That or Leech Seed was probably the wise play. I'm wondering what that fourth move is. on Ferrothorn. Problem is, switching back into Dragapult is going to be very tough to do. Could have done it there and doesn't. Oh no. That was the opportunity. Landorus gave Dragapult a turn to switch back in. It's not going to happen now. When Dragapult switches in, there's probably a knockoff or something coming from that Landorus that's going to clean up the Dragapult quickly. Switches out into Mega Garchomp. Ferrothorn will switch into Dragapult though. And you know who wins this 1v. Garchomp has been deathly afraid of the #1 overall pick, Dragapult, the entire battle. I have a feeling he's going to shy away again this time. But he does not want to keep taking that Stealth Rock damage. And there's no Tapu Fini to defog that away for you this time. So Garchomp either has to make a stance here and just take the hit, sacrifice play to get a free switch into something, or it's going to have to run away again, take more Stealth Rock damage if it comes back out. Dragapult is scary. The problem is that Greninja is going to eat up that Stab Shadow Ball, so I don't think there's a move in Dragapult's arsenal that's going to take out everything, but Garchomp will make the sacrifice play. And now that Garchomp made the sacrifice play. Dragapult special attack down 2 stages. It's going to have to switch out again. Clear. Oh, it stays in for 49% on the Draco Meteor. Hidden Power Ice? Is that Hidden Power Ice? Surely not Hidden Power Dark. This is interesting. 3-2, and Landorus had absolutely nothing for Dragapult. That super effective move did a whopping... it did 32... But Dragapult's at 56. It can eat at least 2 more of those. Well, no. It can eat 1 more. The second one would kill it. It can eat at least 1 more of those. This is very interesting. Ferrothorn, I'm assuming Leech Seed. It does set up the Leech Seed for a little more residual off Landorus. And it's probably just going to stay in and let that Leech Seed do its work. Earthquake won't kill this turn unless a Mega High Roll. No High Roll. Leech Seed's going to fail, take more damage, get some more health back. Landorus is not going to die to this Leech Seed this turn, but Dragapult's going to clean that up, no worries. It's going to outspeed. So down goes Ferrothorn. Dragapult will switch in. Landorus is going down. The problem is, Dragapult's got 1 move. It's got to be choice. So it's got 1 move to try to take out all 3 of these. Shadow Ball. It's not going to be enough to take Greninja down. There's no way. So it's probably going to end up 2-0 TM, but this battle has been excellent. An excellent battle from our first two picks in the draft. Shadow Ball is going to do 37 resisted. Ice Beam is going to take out Dragapult, and that's going to be our battle. An excellent matchup. An excellent battle. I absolutely loved that so much. Vrilikz did everything in his power to stay in that game. Very impressive stuff, but TM came out of the gate with great plays and never blundered once. Just kept it up. As much as Vrilikz tried to stay in it, TM just would not make any massive mistakes. And although Vrilikz made it pretty close, TM just held strong that entire time. Very impressive from those two teams. Congratulations, TM, for starting out 1-0. Welcome to the 1-0 club. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our victor, TM, on the call for the post-game interview. TM, this was a statement opener to the new KPL season. Vrilikz got the #1 pick in the draft, and you got the second pick in the draft. You were one behind coming into the season, yet you came out on top today. What was the most important thing that led to that happening?
Well, the most important thing that led to that happening was making sure that his #1 pick, Dragapult, didn't run over my whole team, because honestly, that was the thing I was scared of most. Like, it outsped my whole team, and so really my whole game was just to minimize the damage that it could give.
Minimizing what Dragapult could do absolutely worked. It still went on a rampage. It still got some KOs, but you minimized it. You never made any massive blunders. You contained it, and that's what you had to do. Vrilikz had a very massive blunder early on when he went for the Draco Meteor from Hydreigon on the Tapu Fini. What went through your head when you saw that Draco Meteor coming at the Tapu Fini, knowing it wasn't going to have any effect?
I had no idea what was happening. I just I didn't see any point in switching out, and so I just thought I should fire Moonblast, and thankfully he just stayed in. I don't know if he knew that or not.
Do you think he was predicting a switch, or do you think he forgot the type chart?
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he was predicting a switch.
Classy answer, I love it. Well, TM, congratulations on the Week 1 victory. Best of luck in the future. Thank you so much for the interview.
Oh, thank you so much, Vrilikz.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for our Week 1 slate of games. I'll catch you for the Week 2 slate of games very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. See ya.